decades now, many of us, including myself, have fond memories of. Summers spent laughing and playing at our East Side water park. Some of my favorite early memories are coming over the hill from Watsonville for that much anticipated summer trip to Raging Waters, to shoot down the water slide and run around shrieking and screaming in the sun and the water at Raging Waters. So we were worried that this beloved local institution would have to shutter its doors and that San Jose families would no longer get to enjoy that unique experience. Luckily, thanks to the quick action of the council and particularly city staff within our Parks Department, we have found a solution. Parks and Rec put out a request for proposal to find a short-term operator, a one-year agreement, and has found an interim operator who is going to get creative, make some quick capital investments, including upgrading landscaping, partnering with food trucks, and opening an outdoor wine garden to bring our families and young people back to Raging Waters this summer. Raging Waters will be open this summer, providing the fun experience we all know and love. California Dreaming Entertainment will operate Raging Waters through at least September of 2025, while staff conducts a more robust long-term request for proposal process to find that long-term operator, which could be California Dreaming or someone else. This tentative agreement will come to City Council on February 27th. It still requires council approval, but I'm confident that we will have it. I'm going to say just a couple of words in Spanish and then introduce our next two speakers. Hoy nos complace anunciar que Raging Waters reabrirá sus puertas este verano. La ciudad de San Jose ha encontrado un operador a corto plazo para garantizar que podemos brindar la experiencia de Raging Waters que nuestros residentes conocen y aman. All right, we're super excited about this announcement. Once again, I really want to thank city staff. They sprung into action. It is rare for government to move this quickly, but our leadership in our Parks and Rec department knew how much was at stake for our families, jumped in, found this interim operator, came to terms that are great for the city actually, and will allow this park to operate this summer so everybody can enjoy it while we have a little more breathing room now to find that long-term operator. Next, I want to introduce Neil Ruffino, who is the Deputy Director of our Parks and Rec Department, and then we'll hear from Councilmember Candelas, who in whose district Lake Cunningham and Raging Waters is, and I know is as excited as anybody that we've found this interim operator. Neil, do you want to share a few more details on the operating agreement?
Good morning. Again, Neil Ruffino. I'm the Assistant Director for the Parks, Recreation, Neighborhood Services Department. Excited to be part of this, and I want to first off thank the staff that pulled together the RFQ and the evaluation of the current provider. So I want to thank our Deputy Director, Avi Yotam, Shannon Heimer, and Dominic Pacolba. As the Mayor mentioned before, we are extremely excited as a department to be able to reopen Raging Waters this summer for a great East Side gem, to allow our families to enjoy the great weather that we have in San Jose. As a department that we like to consider Park and Rec the Department of Fun, we're super excited to have this back for the community this summer. Just some facts around what we're doing and what we're proposing to City Council in a few weeks. The short-term lease that the Mayor mentioned, we are asking the provider to come in. They're going to invest about $6 million of capital and operational investments to ensure that the community has a great experience this summer. The increased rent payment that we're receiving, we've working out with them, 6% of their gross revenue is going to go back to the city, which is an increase from our previous provider. So we're very, very excited for this ongoing partnership that we have for us here today. And I think with that, I'd like to turn this over to Councilman Candelas, who is also very instrumental in bringing this forward for us.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This is really exciting. As the council member representing Raging Waters and Lake Cunningham, this is extraordinary, especially for our residents, our East San Jose residents, our District 8 residents who often feel disenfranchised from their own city. this is a double down and a commitment from the city to be able to say, we care about making sure you have access to safe, equitable, affordable, and enriching experiences. We care about you. And what's also important is this partnership. As we enter, this also affords the city an opportunity to get revenue so we can reinvest into the park. Our community, I know how much it meant to me as a high school student, the job opportunities to be able to go down to Raging Waters in the summer, whether it's a lifeguard. My swimming skills, I'll be honest, aren't that great, but ticket, customer service, and those experiences to be able to give our young people a work opportunity that a lot of times they don't often have is what is paramount. And since I heard the news, I've engaged in weekly or bi-weekly meetings with our City of San Jose PRNS, our wonderful Parks and Recreation Department, to ensure that we got to this point. And I am really excited to be able to vote on the guiding principles for what the future of not just Raging Waters, but Lake Cunningham, the BMX bike park, and the skate park could look like for the east side of San Jose and for District 8 specifically. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership, and I also want to thank PRNS staff. There's a lot of work to do, but this is exciting to our residents in District 8 in East San Jose. Raging Waters is back, and we're excited to bring it back to how it used to be. Muchas gracias. Es una emoción poder hablar sobre la oportunidad que estamos dando aquí en la ciudad para nuestros residentes, trabajos para los estudiantes y para personas viviendo en el este de San José. Raging Waters va a regresar este verano porque la ciudad y nuestros líderes nos enfocamos, y eso es lo que pasa cuando nos enfocamos. Buenas cosas pasan para nuestra comunidad y espero celebrar y estar allí este verano con toda la comunidad. Gracias.
Well said. Thanks, Council Member. Awesome. All right, we got some great news here. So, any questions?
Did you say it's open, the agreement is through September of 25, so it's 2 summers?
That is correct, with an opportunity for the city to extend. Assuming council approves on the 27th, there's the opportunity for the city to extend by 6 months, and I believe it's up to 2 6-month extensions.
You mentioned, sorry, Mayor, you
Yep.
mentioned, for Mr. Rufino, you mentioned $6 million and then 50% of gross revenue. Can you put a dollar figure on that, and how much will the east side see?
I don't have the numbers in terms of the exact revenue of that, what the 6% would bring back. But majority of the money that we had as we structured it goes back into Lake Cunningham so that we can continue those investments.
Does the city currently own Raging Waters? Is that who owns it?
Well, we own the park. It's within Lake Cunningham, so we own the park. But historically, we've had 20-year operating agreements. So Raging Waters has been open since 1985. We were coming to the end of our second 20-year operating agreement with Palace. The reason we were scrambling and so concerned was last September they announced rather abruptly that they were not going to finish out that 20-year lease. They were going to just step away from the park. So finding an operator that's willing to put on short notice $6 million into capital improvements and get creative with the experience and move quickly and make sure we are upgrading the facility and reopening it in time for summer while we have time to think about the long-term feel for the park, other amenities there, as Councilmember Condell has mentioned, is really important. It gives us that breathing room, but we don't have to disappoint our families and children and have the park shuttered for a year or two. And actually keeping it operating and making these investments actually means we'll spend less in the long run because we're keeping it maintained, we're continuing to invest in it and not letting it just disintegrate. Jesse? Yeah.
You talked about 6% of the gross. You said that was up from
Yeah,
the previous.
the previous operating contract had a 5.5% gross revenue, gross receipts revenue to the city.
And how much, I don't know if pressure is the right way, but how much concern was there to try to find something to fill the gap?
Well, a lot. I think, the fact that we've actually got better terms here on this one-year operating agreement is a great thing, but that's really the gravy on top. I mean, most important to all of us on the council was ensuring that we could find someone to fill the gap and make sure the park could open and operate this summer.
Mayor, why the initial dually news conferences, and why isn't Councilmember Ortiz?
I don't know why Councilman Ortiz hasn't been able to make it. We had some miscommunication about location and timing of our schedules, but I'm glad that we were able to align here and get it done and have our city staff here to provide some of the details. But we'll certainly avoid that in the future. We apologize for the miscommunication.
How will this actually help boost the local economy?
Well, I think as you heard from the council member, and I'll let him share his experience. Sounds like you worked there. Is that right?
No, I didn't get the job.
Oh, he didn't get the job. He aspired.
I couldn't swim.
He aspired to work there. Yeah. But look, I think we can speak from personal experience about how formative those summer jobs are when you're young. Getting, having that responsibility, getting a paycheck, being entrusted to whether it's sell tickets or provide refreshments or be a lifeguard or any of the many jobs out there. Those are formative experiences for our youth. They instill pride and responsibility, job skills, and provide some income, and that's very meaningful. My first W-2 job was working at the state park system, and when I could, I'd sneak over here to go to Raging Waters. But those jobs mean a lot to our young people. But it's also about fun and recreation and people having things to do in the summer, things for families to look forward to and to enjoy. And this is an accessible amenity, as Councilor Condell has mentioned, which I appreciate. A lot of the entertainment that we have available to us today is cost prohibitive for working families. There aren't a lot of great options of things that are really unique and fun that are financially accessible. So it also really matters from that perspective. I don't know if you want to add to that.
Yeah, well, it's also important to realize the secondary benefits to our local economy. We have people coming into East San Jose to eating in our restaurants on the Tully Road Eastridge Business Corridor, Eastridge. We have, within the 1.5-mile radius, we have dozens and dozens of restaurants, shops that otherwise, a lot of people from Watsonville would not be coming to enjoy. As a local, I know I frequent Lake Cunningham often, and I think this is an opportunity that's also going to be a bonus for the local businesses and quite frankly, the sales tax revenue for the city of San Jose.
So you said $6 million in investment. I've heard of wine garden, landscaping. Are the rides, the slides in good shape? Are they well maintained? Do they need some work?
There'll be some upgrades. Do you want to speak more to the capital?
Yeah, the majority of the park is in good condition, and that was part of the conversations we had with this provider to ensure that they will have the capital ready to invest to get the park open this summer.
Do you know the average summer attendance?
I'm sorry, I don't have that data.
We can follow up with you. Tasha, can we make sure we
With all
follow up
the
with
new
that?
investment in the new partnership, will the admission prices stay relatively the same, or will they go up? And not to throw shade on this.
Yeah, appreciate the question. I don't believe the operating agreement dictates that, does it, Neil? No.
When are going to be those openings, job openings available for people to start applying for jobs?
That's a great question. Neil, are we able to share that now, or do we need to follow up?
Yeah, we don't have that information of when we don't have the information yet on when the jobs postings will be up, but they will be moving pretty fast to get young kids and adults the opportunity to have a job this summer.
And what's the opening date?
Well, given the urgency behind council taking action on the 27th, it's our hope that immediately thereafter, the operator will be able to come in, set up, and do the recruitment and do whatever planning is necessary to be able to kick off by the summer. When summer is, if you ask me, I'd love to see it by May, but it all depends on the logistics of getting up, getting coordinated, and kicking off.
And why was this operator chosen specifically?
We'll speak to the art.
Yeah, so we basically put out a request for proposals. We had about 6 companies initially contacted us. About 4 were qualified. And then we went through an interview process with them, reviewing all of their documents and their paperwork and the experience that they had behind this. So as we'll bring forward in the council memo in a few weeks, it'll kind of lay out the reasons and the process of how we did this.
What is their experience operating parks?
I could actually answer that question. You want to take
Yeah, they're a new, you feel free to add, they're a newer operator, but a lot of industry experience. They're actually running the Raging Waters in Sacramento. So they do have operating experience. They come from backgrounds in operating large entertainment parks and combined have, I don't know if you has 40 years combined industry experience. So we feel pretty comfortable with their bona fides.
Mayor, an unrelated question. Your reaction to the closing of the trauma center at Regional? Do you have any-
Let's take it offline. Anything else? Any other questions on Raging Waters?
We'll see you at Raging Waters.
We'll see you there. Yeah, look forward to it.